Hey, what's going on guys? How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are keeping safe during these times. So it's been quite a long time since I was on here. I think it's been about 2 weeks since my last video, so yeah, it's been quite a while, but yeah, it's just really crazy, the whole situation that is going on right now with the worldwide pandemic. It's really kind of crazy. I really did not expect things to become this serious. I just really cannot believe the whole situation, but yeah, I hope you guys are keeping safe and looking after yourselves, and of course staying indoors and washing our hands. That is one of the main things that we can do to prevent the spread of this virus, which is washing our hands. So yeah, make sure you wash your hand guys and stay indoors. Currently in the UK we're under quarantine, we're in lockdown, so yeah, we cannot leave the house. So I thought what better time than to make some video for you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more videos coming up on the next 2 or 3 weeks during the quarantine. So yeah, hope you guys are keeping safe, and yeah, honestly, just look after yourselves guys. So yeah, today we're going to be checking out these new images of these new Player's Kai Final Fantasy VII Remake figures. Let's go ahead and check out the Cloud Strife figure. So first up, I gotta say, I have no idea where these images are from. I don't know who took these images, I don't know where these figures were showcased. I just came across these photos and I thought I would share them with you guys. But if you guys know any more information on where these images were taken specifically, then yeah, please do let me know in the comments below. So yeah, first up, let's take a look at this Cloud Strife. So I've got to say guys, the figure looks absolutely fantastic. As you can see, the head sculpt is completely different from what we have ever seen before. This is a massive improvement from the previous Player's Kai Cloud Strife figures. I am so impressed with this head sculpt. It looks so much sharper, so much cleaner, and I love the hair sculpt. It's so much more accurate to how he looked in the game. So yeah, I think Player's Kai did an absolutely amazing job on this figure. I'll put a comparison between the previous Player's Kai Cloud Strife figure compared to this new Cloud Strife, and I think you guys will see a massive improvement between these two figures. So yeah, you can really see for yourself how different these two figures look. Even the face sculpt, he looks so much better in the new version. It just looks so much more accurate to how he looked in the game. So yeah, overall I'm just super impressed with this figure. And here's just a full body shot of the figure. For the most part, I think the whole body is pretty much the exact same. I don't really see any differences between this new Cloud Strife compared to the original. I think the arms may be a little bit bigger. I think they may have new sculpts, but yeah, for the most part, as mentioned, he looks to have the same body. But yeah, there's a look at the new Cloud Strife. And here's also just a couple images that I found on the Hardy Daytona. It looks to be such a nice looking bike. I really cannot wait. So yeah, it's only a couple more weeks until we have the game and the first class edition in our hands. I'm really happy that Square Enix didn't delay the game again. As you guys know, this game was delayed from March to April, but luckily Square Enix went ahead and gave us an update that they will release the game on the 10th of April. And yeah, they won't delay the game any further, which I think is really great of them. Bear in mind, there may be a delay on the first class edition, so yeah, there may be some delays on the shipping of this game, seeing as it's a physical edition, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see guys on the 10th of April. So we also got some official preview images of these figures, but as you guys can see, whoever took this photo took it directly from a booklet or a magazine, so the quality is not the best, but yeah, I'm very happy that we have these images nonetheless. And yeah, it looks to be a super nice figure guys. I mean, just that head sculpt is what really sells the figure for me, but apart from that, it pretty much looks to be the exact same figure as before. But yeah guys, there's an update on the new Player's Kai Cloud Strife figure. And so next up, we have some new images of the Tifa Lockheart. So guys, this is going to be the best figure out of the group. This is personally the figure that I'm most excited for out of all these new Player's Kai Final Fantasy VII Remake figures. In my opinion, I think Tifa looks the best. I mean, it's a completely brand new design for Tifa. The whole outfit is different, we have new head sculpts, which is the reason why I'm most excited for this figure in particular. So I don't really think there's much new on this figure that we haven't seen before. It pretty much looks to be the exact same figure that we've already seen. I think the only figures out of this group that are different are the Cloud Strife and Reno figures. But I mean, yeah, just look at this Tifa figure guys. What an excellent looking figure. She's got such a clean, sharp sculpt, and I love the paint job as well. I think the head sculpt is such a big improvement from the original Advent Children Tifa. I mean, this head sculpt is just so much better than that figure, and yeah, it was a much needed update for this character. Next up here we just have some more of these older images of the figure from the Tokyo Game Show, but I actually never seen these images before, so I thought that I would share them with you guys. So I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think of the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo that came out a couple weeks ago? I personally thought the demo was pretty good. I love the new combat system, the graphics were amazing, I was so blown away by the graphics when I first played the demo. And the CGI cutscenes were amazing as well. It's probably some of the best CGI that I've ever seen in a video game. So yeah, it was a super awesome demo. And yeah, I would love to hear what you guys thought of the demo as well. And of course, we also got some official images of the Tifa figure. But of course, once again, it was taken directly from the magazine. So the quality is not the best. But from what we can see, it looks to be a pretty interesting figure. The figure looks super poseable. And it also looks like we have 2 interchangeable hair pieces. And I'm not sure, but it also looks like we may have an alternate head sculpt for the figure. And of course we have a few pairs of interchangeable hands. So yeah guys, it looks to be a fair nice piece. And I really cannot wait for this figure the most out of all the figures. So there's a look at the new images of the player's Kai, Tifa Lockheart. Okay, and so next up we have Aerith. And so yeah, it's a pretty nice looking figure. It pretty much looks to be the exact same figure that we've already seen before. I don't really think there's any differences on this figure that I can see. It's definitely a very big improvement compared to the original Crisis Core version of Aerith. But yeah, such a nice looking figure, I will definitely be picking up this one. I'm particularly impressed with the paint job on this figure. I think this figure has probably some of the nicest paint jobs that I've seen on any other player's Kai Final Fantasy figure out there. I don't know exactly what they've done differently on this figure, but for me personally, I just think the paint job looks amazing, and I love the coloring work. And so next up here we have some more images of the figure from the Tokyo Game Show in 2019. So once again, such a nice looking piece. I really love the head sculpt on this figure. It's such an improvement from the Crisis Core version, and it's a much sharper sculpt as well. And of course we had the official preview images from the magazine. Now this is very interesting because we have some accessories here which are definitely very fitting for the character, and I think these are accessories that we've all been waiting for on an Aerith figure. So as you can see, it looks like we have a flower basket, and we also have an alternate hand holding a single flower. So yeah, these are very cool accessories and really fitting for the character of Aerith. So yeah, I'm very happy to see that we have some accessories that are exclusive to this character. So yeah, there's a look at the new images on the player's Kai, Aerith. And so next up here, we have Reno. So guys, I'm super excited for this figure. This was like my all-time most wanted player's Kai figure that I wanted player's Kai to remake. So yeah, I'm super happy that player's Kai are finally remaking Reno. And yeah, as you can see, it looks like we have an alternate head sculpt for Reno. And yeah, it's a pretty nice alternate head sculpt. As you can see, he is sticking his tongue out, and it's a much different expression on his face. And next up here we have some more images of Reno from the Tokyo Game Show. Man, I'm just so happy that they remade Reno. It looks like such a nice figure. I mean, I even still have the original PlayArts Reno figure that they made like 10 years ago. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm just so happy that they're finally remaking this figure. And so next up here, we have some images of Rudin. So this isn't a character that I'm overly excited for, but I'll probably pick this figure up nonetheless, just to complete the set. I mean, it's still a pretty nice figure. There's really nothing wrong with this figure, but I wouldn't say he's one of the more popular characters out of the group that most people will be picking up. But yeah, anyhow, there's a look at both Reno and Rudin. And so next up, we have Sephiroth. And so there actually wasn't any new images of Sephiroth. These images that we're looking at are from the Tokyo Game Show. So yeah, once again guys, this is the exact same figure as before. There's nothing new here that we haven't already seen. But yeah, nonetheless, it looks to be a very nice piece, and I really cannot wait to get my hands on this figure. I think this Sephiroth is a pretty big improvement from the Advent Children's Sephiroth. I know some people don't think there's a big difference here. Once you have these figures side by side, there's going to be a massive difference. And just the overall design and detail of his jacket looks a lot different compared to the previous version. So yeah, I really cannot wait to have both versions of Sephiroth side by side. So yeah, there's a look at the Sephiroth figure. Next up here we have Barrett. So there wasn't many new images of Barrett either, but from what we can see, it looks to be a much different figure. You can see the head sculpt is a lot different on this figure, and just the overall build and sculpt of this figure looks a lot different, which I'm really quite surprised that they decided to completely remake Barrett. But I think it's a great update, and I think the figure looks much better. So we also got the official preview image of Barrett's, and yeah, we can see the figure in much more detail here. So the biggest difference that I can see is that the figure will come with 2 alternate head sculpts. As you can see, we have a head sculpt without the sunglasses, and we also have an alternate hand holding the sunglasses. So yeah, very cool accessories to include with this new figure. I just hope that Players Kai release these images online so that we can see them in better detail. But yeah guys, that's pretty much all of the images that I could find on these new Players Kai Final Fantasy VII Remake figures. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of these figures and which one you guys are going to pick up. So yeah, as mentioned, stay safe guys, stay indoors, be sure to wash your hands, and yeah, just look after yourself. I'm sure this whole pandemic will be over before we know it. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the next video. Alright, take it easy guys.